A time of hunger descended upon Bethlehem, the house of bread. The fields became dry and the crops did not grow. Hunger knocked on many doors. Families had to make big choices, and leaving home was a painful thought. But hunger is a powerful force. It pushes people to do difficult things. One man named Elimelech had a wife, Naomi, and 2 sons, Mahlon and Chilion. Elimelech decided they must go to Moab, a neighboring land. Perhaps there they would find food. So they packed their few belongings, said goodbye to their home, and set off on the long road to Moab. They carried hope in their hearts, but also a little bit of fear. Would Moab welcome them? Would they find what they sought? God watched over them, even then. They finally arrived in the land of Moab. The people spoke a different language and worshipped different gods. They were foreigners now, looking for a place to belong. Elimelech, Naomi, Mahlon, and Chilion tried to settle into Moab. They needed to find work and build a new life. Naomi probably missed her friends while the boys grew older in this new land. In time, the sons found wives. Mahlon married a Moabite woman named Orpah, and Chilion married another Moabite woman, Ruth. These women became part of the family. Naomi now had daughters-in-law, and perhaps there was some joy, new love, new connections. For about 10 years they lived in Moab. It was a long time to be away. They experienced life's ups and downs. There were moments of peace perhaps and moments of quiet family life. But life can change very quickly. Sometimes joy is followed by sorrow. God's ways are not our ways. He sees the bigger picture even when we cannot. Tragedy did not stop with Elimelech. Then, sadness struck the family hard. Elimelech, Naomi's husband, died, and Naomi became a widow in a foreign land. She had lost her life partner, the one who led them to Moab. Grief is a heavy burden to carry. It changes everything in an instant. She was alone, without her husband. Her sons were there, but it was different. The family mourned Elimelech, and Naomi leaned on her sons and on her daughters-in-law, Orpah and Ruth. They tried to comfort her. Life had to go on somehow, but the shadow of loss was long. Naomi's world had grown smaller and she probably felt very vulnerable, far from her own people. But more sorrow was to come. After some time, Mahlon also died, and then Chilion died too. Naomi lost both of her sons. The pain must have been unbearable. First her husband, now her children. She was left with Orpah and Ruth, 3 widows alone together. Their hopes seemed to vanish like smoke. Naomi was in deep despair. She felt empty and bitter. Life had taken so much from her. Where was God in all this pain? Then, Naomi heard some news. Word came from her homeland, Judah. The Lord had blessed his people again. The famine in Bethlehem was over. There was food once more, a small light in Naomi's darkness. She decided it was time. She would return to Bethlehem. There was nothing left for her in Moab. Her heart longed for her own land. Naomi spoke to Orpah and Ruth, telling them of her plan. She urged them to go back to their own mother's homes. She prayed God would be kind to them, as they had been kind to her and to her sons who had died. Naomi's heart was heavy, but selfless. She wanted what was best for them, even if it meant being alone. Orpah listened to Naomi's words. She cried, and Naomi cried. It was a sad farewell. Orpah kissed Naomi goodbye. She chose to return to her people and to her gods in Moab. Naomi wished her well, but Ruth clung to Naomi. She would not leave her side. Naomi tried to persuade her, saying, "Go back, my daughter." But Ruth's heart was set. Her love for Naomi was too strong. So Naomi returned to Bethlehem, and Ruth, the Moabitess, was with her. Their arrival caused quite a stir. The women of the town asked, "Is this Naomi?" She had changed so much. Sorrow had etched lines on her face. "Don't call me Naomi," she said. That name meant pleasant. "Call me Mara," she replied. For Mara meant bitter. The barley harvest was just beginning. Ruth knew they needed food. She was a strong young woman. She wanted to care for Naomi. She asked Naomi, "Let me go to the fields. Let me pick up leftover grain." This was called gleaning. It was a custom in Israel, a way for the poor to find food. Ruth was not afraid of hard work. So Ruth went out to the fields. She began to glean behind the harvesters. As it happened, she found herself in a field belonging to a man named Boaz. Boaz was a relative of Elimelech, Naomi's late husband. This was not just a coincidence. God's hand was guiding Ruth. He was leading her step by step even when she did not realize it. Ruth worked hard all morning. She gathered grain with diligence. Soon Boaz himself came from Bethlehem. He greeted his harvesters warmly. "The Lord be with you," he said. "The Lord bless you," they replied. Then Boaz noticed Ruth. He saw her working in his field. He asked his servant, "Whose young woman is this?" He was curious about the stranger. He had a kind and observant heart. The servant told Boaz about Ruth. He explained she was the Moabitess, the one who came back with Naomi. He told Boaz how hard she worked. Boaz had already heard of Ruth. He knew about her loyalty to Naomi, how she had left her own land to care for her mother-in-law. Her kindness had not gone unnoticed. Her reputation had reached him. Boaz went to speak to Ruth. He told her to stay in his fields. "Don't go to any other field," he said. "Stay here with my young women." He told his men not to bother her. He even said she could drink their water. This was great kindness, especially to a foreigner. Boaz was a man of compassion. He showed God's love in action. Ruth bowed down before him. She was very grateful. "Why have I found such favor?" she asked. "Since I am a foreigner?" When Ruth returned to Naomi that evening, she had gathered much grain. Naomi was surprised and happy. She asked Ruth where she had worked. "Whose field was it?" she wondered. "May he who took notice of you be blessed." Ruth told her about Boaz. Naomi's eyes lit up with understanding. A spark of hope ignited in her heart. This was more than just a kind man. "The Lord bless him," Naomi exclaimed. "That man is our close relative. He is one of our kinsman redeemers." A kinsman redeemer was special. It was an important role in Israel. This person had a responsibility to care for family members in need. Naomi saw a path forward, a way out of their poverty and loneliness. She began to think of a plan for Ruth's future, a plan for their family's security. She told Ruth, "My daughter, I must find a home for you where you will be well provided for." Naomi wanted Ruth to have peace and a family of her own. Ruth listened carefully and agreed. Boaz was surprised to find Ruth at his feet on the threshing floor. He praised her loyalty once more. She had not sought a younger man but had come to him, a relative. He understood her request. He was willing to redeem her and marry her, to preserve Elimelech's name. But there was one small problem. There was another kinsman, closer than Boaz. Boaz acted honorably and swiftly. The next day, he went to the town gate. He met with the other kinsman. He explained the situation. The land of Elimelech was for sale, and with it, the duty to marry Ruth. The other kinsman initially agreed to redeem the land, but when he heard about marrying Ruth, he declined, fearing it would endanger his own estate. So Boaz declared before the elders and all the people at the gate that he would buy Elimelech's land. And he would take Ruth as his wife, to maintain the name of the dead, so his name would not be cut off. The people and elders were witnesses. They blessed Boaz and Ruth. They prayed for their new family, that it would be great in Israel. So Boaz married Ruth. She became his wife, and he loved her. The Lord enabled her to conceive, and she gave birth to a son. The women of Bethlehem rejoiced with Naomi. "Praise be to the Lord," they said. "He has not left you without a kinsman redeemer." Naomi took the child in her arms. They named the baby Obed. Obed became the father of Jesse, and Jesse became the father of David.